It's my father-in-law's business. He's had this business for about 35 years total. He got into the business just by doing energy conservation. He had a company called Watt Count where he would go into people's homes and see how they were using their energy and try to conserve energy. And then insulation, he's like, hey, insulation is one of the ways that people can conserve energy. That's kind of how Thermospray of Lexington was created and formed. He asked me if I wanted to come and work for him and run the business one day, and I kept telling him no, that I didn't want to be in construction. I valued our relationship and I didn't want to work with my father-in-law because, we all hear the horror stories of how that can go. And after, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years of being married to his daughter and him being persistent about asking me, I'm like, well, the marriage seems to be going all right. I guess I could go to work for you. So I jumped in about 7 years ago now. Worked alongside of him for about 3 years, and then he got older and wasn't as agile anymore. I got in here, and it's been a good move. So I kind of married to the business. Thermospray was subbing out about $250,000 a year in spray foam. When I came on board, it was something I was interested in. I've certainly kind of been around it since I've been around, and it just made sense. New blood in the business. Let's start up spray foam, and and that's a big part of what we do, but it's not solely, and it's not all that we do. Thermospray is well branded. It's a name, but everybody calls and wants Thermospray, and we say, okay, we have Thermospray, so we can do it. Paul set up the business really well. He's done a lot of great things and made it very successful. But I just found that I could bring new energy to the company, kind of give it another push down the hill to keep it going. Our vision is to always just be a trusted provider of spray-on insulation application in the whole state of Kentucky. If we can continue the same great reputation and name and just continue to duplicate that and scale the business, then that's our vision, is just keep up what he's done. I think our strength as a company is just, we've been around for a long time. We're not a startup, and I've always told people that we are family owned and operated. There's an issue, people usually just call me, and there's really not a lot of decision makers. And, as we scale, you're not always going to call and get Barry anymore. It's still going to be those same values that we've always had, and that's basically to do the right thing. Circle back and make sure in the end that the customer is happy, and, in the end when we're pulling away, that they feel good about their home and, they're able to save money. The biggest thing is just meeting with architects, general contractors, getting our name out there. You would think a 35-year-old company that everybody knows who you are, but there's a lot of companies out there that has no clue, who we are or exactly what we do. So, just painting that vision to everybody of who we are, what we do, and that we're here to help them out. Every day is different. You learn from your mistakes, and I tell my guys, and we try to empower them that it's okay to make mistakes or make a decision. Just don't make the same mistake twice. I can't tell you how many mistakes I've made or how many times I've, messed up, but, I learned from that. My goal is just to educate and try to meet as many people as I can to inform them about our company and exactly what it is that we do. Something that I'm learning now is, you've got to really listen to the customer, what they want. One of the things that sets us apart from several other companies is, our experience. We've got many, many years of experience between, Paul and then some of the guys that we have working for us. We hold only one of 2 licenses for the acoustical spray in the state of Kentucky. That is really different from what any other insulation company can do. So we take a lot of pride, and we guard that license very well, and try to make our work stand out from others. we've got a reputation to uphold, and we want to do a good job and, you know, honor kind of the legacy that's been left for my wife and I and our kids. And I kind of came into a mess here in the office because his office manager that was here, she had left the company about 3 months before I got here. So there was 3 months of stuff undone. You know, I just needed help. We were just in not a good situation. So we were still using QuickBooks, and it was just becoming too much for me. I'm not an accountant or a bookkeeper. You know, it's a huge liability to pay all your taxes, to, you know, run your books, and, you know, manage a business. We were growing. I was looking for different solutions. Obviously, when a new person comes in, you see things differently versus the way that they've always been for 25 years or so. So I immediately tried to start outsourcing stuff that could offload from my plate. First thing I did was, you know, outsource the payroll to a company. That was okay, but it didn't work all that great. And then got a new accountant into our business, and first thing he told Paul, he's like, outsource your payroll. And so Paul's like, okay, we're going to outsource our payroll again. And so we started outsourcing our payroll. I found a company that was very construction specific to do our payroll, and that was working really great. The same company that was doing our payroll, I ended up bringing them on to do kind of our bookkeeping, a virtual bookkeeper. And I found that service was good, but it was like very powerful for, you know, it was too much for Thermospray. That was too much. We were paying a lot of money. I felt like I was still having to do a lot of work that was unnecessary that I shouldn't be doing. You know, I follow a guy who does a podcast, and he mentioned apparatus. He's like, you're tired of doing bookkeeping yourself and the headaches and this and that. And he said, this, you know, it's construction specific, you know, give them a shot. And so I reached out to you, I think September of 2019. It's been great. It's kind of like the three little pigs. Like the first one was too small, the second one was too big, and now apparatus is just right. So it's been great. You know, I think that's the big thing, is it's just easy. If I, you know, buy something at the store, I take a picture of my receipt and I hit send. You know, I've got your contact information. It goes to the bookkeeper and it's uploaded. I don't have to go through like all of my credit card statements and code them. And it's simple. It's, you know, it's a platform that I think is very user friendly. You guys use a Dropbox, you know, so we upload stuff in there that we share with the bookkeeper and with everybody in your team. From a, you know, a business person, I mean, we all want to make the other people's lives easier. I used to have a part-time person come in here in the office 1 to 2 days a week to code everything. I can do it myself. I can just, you know, send it off and it's done. I feel like everything's up to date, everything's timely. If I have a workers' comp audit or an insurance audit, I simply email my bookkeeper, and the report is back by the time I can really finish thinking about what I need next. So I used to spend about a whole day processing payroll. So now it just goes straight from T-sheets into the payroll system. We're blessed. I can't believe, you know, some of the growth that we're seeing. I've hired 3 additional guys. I brought on a production manager and an estimator, and we're continuing to grow. You know, it's all about scaling the business. I mean, I can only do so much. I'm staying at $750,000 in annual revenue a year, and that's about all I can do. You know, running one crew and, you know, me doing project management and sales. That was the purpose of me bringing on, you know, apparatus, having somebody that I know can do our books without me focusing on that. It's a good feeling to have. And then, you know, bringing on an additional production manager, estimator. That's our next step, is to start, you know, scaling this and, you know, build two more crews, 3 more crews. And, you know, we've got all the division, we've got the work. You know, as far as growth, I mean, we're looking to double this year our revenue. You know, that 750, if we can get to 1.5, 1.4 million, that's where we're headed. Systems and processes are always a challenge in construction. So, you know, we're getting those in place. There's always new things changing, but, you know, that's really kind of, I want to focus in my role, work on the business and not in the business. So yeah, that's really what's going to get us to our goals and, you know, kind of our vision of Thermospray. As long as we can continue to find great people that fit our culture and our core values, and see the direction that we're wanting to go. We're doing that. I think it's a good fit, and sometimes it takes a while to find that. You think you have it, and this time I really do think that we're in a good spot. We're gonna keep on marching forward, and I'm excited to see what is to come.